Hello my friends, and welcome to Fun Paper Art channel. And on today's video I'm gonna be sharing with you a tutorial on how to make the fold over tags that are inspired by the We Are Memory Keepers set of dies. And I'm gonna be teaching you how to make the fold over tags without any dies and with a little twist, because the We Are Memory Keepers dies don't have a flap here at the bottom. And for this tutorial I'm going to create this flap, and it's going to give a better finish to the fold over tags. And I hope you enjoy this tutorial, and let's learn how to make them. And for this tutorial I am gonna be using my Martha Stewart scoring board and bone folder, but you actually don't need any of these tools to make your fold over tags. You can definitely use a ruler and a pen that doesn't have any ink to make the scoring lines, to know where you have to cut and fold to make your fold over tags. And I am gonna start using a white 8.5 by 11 inches cardstock sheet. This way you will be able to see the scoring lines better, and we will be able to make 4 fold over tags using this cardstock sheet. After that I will use a printed cardstock, so you will be able to see the right orientation depending of the design that you have on your cardstock and your preference for the inside and outside parts of your tags. And over here I have the measurements to make your first scoring lines, and the first one is going to be at 1/4 of an inch. So let's get started. The second is going to be at 2 7/8. So let's see here, 2 7/8. Then the next is going to be at 5.5. And then the next is going to be at 5 3/4. And then we're going to score at 8 3/8. So 8 and 1, 2, 3/8. And all of this scoring is using the paper in landscape orientation. And I did use my ruler and a pencil to show you better where the lines are, because now we are going to turn the page this way, and the side where we scored at 1/4 of an inch is going to be here at the top. And over here I have the measurements to make your final scoring lines, and the first one is going to be at 1/4 of an inch, and I went ahead and already scored. And then you're going to score at 4 1/4, and then at 4 1/2, and this is using your paper in portrait orientation. And I did use my ruler and pencil again to show better where the lines are. So this is the first one, the second, and the third line. And then we are going to turn the page this way. And I did use a red Sharpie to show you where we are going to cut the cardstock. So from the left side to the right we have 1 scoring line, 2, and on the third one we are going to cut. And now from the top to the bottom we have 1 scoring line, and on the second we are going to cut. And to cut you can use a pair of scissors, or you can use a cutting tool, and this is what I'm going to use for this tutorial because it's gonna be faster. So I'm just going to align over here and cut. And then cut over here. And one more cutting line. And this is going to be the base for our fold over tags. And we have 4 exactly the same. So we have these 2 scoring lines and this one at the bottom. And we are going to cut this space over here. So we are going to cut all this rectangle. And for this, I'm going to use my scissors. Just like so. And then we are going to snip this corner over here at an angle. And we are going to snip this corner over here and then turn just a little bit and snip over here. And then we are going to turn this way, and this part over here is what's going to allow us to make our pocket for the fold over tag. And this is the flap that I mentioned before that the Wear Memory Keepers dies don't have, and I believe is going to give a better finish to your fold over tags. And I went ahead and I did the same to all the pieces, just like so. And now we are going to create the designs we want for the pockets. And this is the first design that we are going to make. And I don't measure this side over here, but this one is almost 2 inches, but you can make shorter if you want, or taller. It's a matter of preference. So what I do is I imagine, I would like my pocket to be over here, and then you need to have this shape over here for your tag, and I just trace like so. And then we are going to cut, and for this I'm going to use my scissors. And don't throw this part away because you need this triangle for reference to cut the corners even. So you can just cut over here. So this was the part that came from this side, and we are going to turn and place it over here. And then you can just use a pencil, and then you just need to fold these 2 flaps over here, and you have your pocket. And if you want, before you glue, you can decorate this part over here with printed cardstock, if you are using a plain cardstock like I did over here, or you can decorate the inside part of your tag using some scraps. And let me do one for you so you can see. So for this one, I'm going to decorate the inside part, and you don't need to go all the way down, you just need to go and you can just turn this way and trace it and then cut, or you can just come with your scissors and then cut over here. And that's what I'm going to do right now. So make sure it's flush over here, and then you just start cutting No big secret, but if you have any difficulty doing this part, you can just trace it and then cut. So now we have the inside part of our tag. And now you can glue this part over here or use any kind of tape if you prefer to use tape. And I am using this glue over here, Elmer's Glue All, but you can use any glue that you like to use. So we just align over here. And we have the inside part of our pocket. And before you glue this cardstock over here, you can emboss it like I did on this fold over tag. And you can always emboss the whole fold over tag if you want, and then it's going to look like this. So the front pocket is going to be embossed and also the back. And then I glue this part over here. And now let's learn how to decorate the pocket. So over here I have this 6x6 cardstock that I can use to decorate the front. And if you have a piece like this, you just need to make sure that the bottom of your pocket, it's a line over here, and then the side over here is also a line, and then you're going to trace it and cut. But you may have a piece of scrap that you want to use, and if you are sure that's going to cover the whole pocket, you just need to trace it. Then you trace it like here and here at the side, and then you cut. And to make easier, because I have this shape over here, I'm just going to align this side and this one, and then you can trace it, but I am going to just cut. So I'm going to use my scissors and cut over here, and then I'm going to make this shape over here, just cutting this way. And there you have it. So now if you want, you can emboss this shape over here and then glue. And then you just need to glue your flaps and make the pocket. And in case you want to decorate the back of your tag, make sure the printed side of your cardstock is facing up like this one over here. And then you can place your tag with the back side facing up here. And then you can trace it and cut. Or you can align here at the corner. And then use your scissors. Hold still and cut around, just like so. And there you have it. Now you just need to apply some glue or adhesive over here to apply this layer, and then you will have the back of your pocket tag decorated. And now we just need to center and punch the hole. You can always measure if you want, but I'm just going to do like this. And then you can use some kind of hole reinforcer adhesive and place it over here and on the back, or you can use this tool over here, and this is a hole reinforcer punch by We Are Memory Keepers, and I got it from Michael's, and I used the 50% off coupon and I paid $5, and it's pretty handy. And this is what I'm going to use. So I'm going to punch 2 of them, and I'm going to use my glue to glue on the tag. And because you already have your hole over here, it's pretty easy to align. And I like to do the same on the back, just to give it a touch, but you don't have to if you don't want it. And there it is. This is the first tag. And now you can decorate in any way you want. You can use stickers, you can use dies, flowers, and then place a ribbon over here to make it pretty. So this was the first one. And now we are going to learn how to make this round one. And to have this round shape over here, you need a circle to have as a guide, but it cannot be a small circle. So for this purpose, I am using this Tupperware lid over here. So you need to make sure you have some space for your corner, and you need to know where you want this to end. So let me see, if I measure that I want over here, I can just place it over here, and then I still need a space to make the triangle. And then I'm going to just trace it and then cut. So I'm going to cut over here, and I'm going to follow the circle. Just like so. And now we are going to make the corners of the tag. So I'm going to come this way here, and then trace a triangle and cut. And then it was this way. I'm going to turn this way, align, trace it and cut. And there we have it. Then you can trace this part and decorate the inside part of your tag if you want. You just fold it this way, and then you are going to fold it over here and here, and then you have your pocket. And same thing, if you want to decorate the front of your pocket, you just need to trace it. So I have this corner, this square corner over here, so I'm going to align over here, and then trace it here and cut. Or if you don't have these corners, and you see that you can cover the whole front of the pocket. You just need to trace it and then cut, and then you're going to glue following the steps of the other tag. And you can definitely use this as a template for a future tag too. And now we are going to make this design over here using decorative scissors, or if you have an edge die that you would like to use to cut this part over here, of course you can do that. And now you just need to figure out how tall you want this shorter part of your pocket to be, and then you are going to place your ruler over here at an angle. Let's say I want the shorter part of my pocket to be here. Then I'm going to hold this part of the ruler and I'm going to adjust over here because I need that triangle to make this shape for the tag, and this size is good for me, so I'm going to make a line over here, and then I'm just going to cut this triangle. And then I'm just going to move this to this side, turn around, and make sure it's a mirror image of this triangle over here. Then I'm going to align here at the corner and hold very still and trace it. And then I'm going to cut. And for this part over here, at this moment, if you have an edge die, you can use the edge die to cut this part, but I am going to use my scissors. And you just need to follow this line over here. And if you want, you can use an eraser to erase the pencil marks over here. But I don't think you actually need to worry about that because you are going to turn your tag this way. And now I'm just going to finish this tag, cutting this rectangle over here and snipping these pieces. And then you are going to fold to make your pocket. And as you can see over here, it's not very well aligned. So if you have this problem, you just need to come over here and see the design over here. You have the corner. You have to align this corner with this one. Hold still. And then you are going to arrange and burnish, so it's going to have a good finish. And if that happens, you can also fold this way just for now, and then you are going to glue it later, and everything is going to match here at the corner. And then you can decorate the inside part as I showed you before, just tracing and then cutting and gluing. And for this one over here, it would be difficult to trace the design over here and cut. So what I did is I made this part over here flat, so you are not going to have that problem. So what you can do is get a paper that's going to fit over here and then place it this way, and then you can trace this part and this one over here, and then you are going to glue. So let's do that. So this is what we'll do. I'm just going to kind of have the same distance from here to here on the top and on the bottom over here. I'm going to hold still and turn around, and then you can just cut or trace it. And because I didn't trace before, I'm tracing now just to show you guys. And then we are going to cut. And there you have it. You just need to glue. Now let's say you want to make a bigger or a smaller pocket tag. This one over here is a little bit over 2.5 inches wide and almost 4 inches tall. And for this template, you needed to leave a flap at the left side and a flap at the bottom side to make your pocket. And for any size of pocket tag that you choose to make, bigger or smaller, you will always need to leave that 1/4 of an inch at the left side and 1/4 of an inch at the bottom to make your pocket. So let's measure 1/4 of an inch here at the left side of the cardstock. And then we will draw a line over here. And now let's measure 1/4 of an inch here at the bottom. So I'm just going to turn because it's going to be easier for me. So let's mark here and here, and then draw the line. And now we have our flaps. Now you need to figure out how tall you want your tag to be. So let's say that you want your tag to be 6 inches tall. For that, you will need to start measuring from the line that you drew at the bottom side of the cardstock. So you need to start. I'm going to just turn so I can make the marks better. But you are not going to start from the bottom of the cardstock. You are going to start measuring from this line that you drew. So let's make our 6 inches mark over here, and same here. And once you finished making your marks, you are going to make a line over here. And then you need to decide how wide you want your tag to be. So let's say that you want this tag to be 4 inches wide. For that, you will need to make a mark at 4 inches and a mark at 8 inches because you need to draw both your pocket and your tag just like you did for this first template. So start measuring from the line that you drew at the left side of the cardstock. So we are not going to start from the end of the cardstock. We are going to start from the line, and we are going to make our first mark at 4 and the second at 8. And then you need to draw a line over here a second one over here. And then you will just need to cut your template over here at the 8 inches line that you drew. And that's it. Now you just need to follow the steps that you learn with this tutorial to finish your pocket tag. The same steps that you use for this size over here, you can use for any size. And for this tutorial, I used a white plain cardstock to make our templates, but if you want to use a design cardstock like this one over here that has a top and a bottom, you need to have in mind that the top of your design should be aligned over here and that the bottom of your design should be aligned here at the bottom. And you have to have in mind that whatever is facing up here is going to be the design that's going to be the inside part of your tag, and whatever is on the back, like if you have a double-sided cardstock like this one, this part over here is going to be your pocket, and it's also going to be the back of your tag. And if you decide to use one of these templates to trace and cut only one tag, of course you can do that. Just have in mind, if you have a design, that the top of your design should be aligned over here, just like so. And this left part is going to be your pocket, that's going to be folded this way. And this part over here is going to be the side flap of your pocket. This is going to be the bottom flap of your pocket. This part is going to be cut away, and this is going to be the inside of your tag, just like so. And that's it for this tutorial. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you try to make these fold over tags, and if you could please share the link to this tutorial or at least the name of my channel, I would really appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do so, because I have a lot of tutorials that I want to share with you guys. And thank you all so much for watching. I wish you all a lovely day, and I'll talk to you pretty soon. Thank you, and bye bye.